नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day, and we finished 25 slokas in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge. So Krishna is teaching us more knowledge about himself in this chapter. In the 7th chapter also we studied about Krishna. In the 10th and 11th chapter even we are going to know more about Krishna. How Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how we can see Krishna in everyone. Because in the 6th chapter in one sloka, Krishna is saying that Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sachame na pranasyati. So how we are able to see Krishna in everyone? So we have abilities. We are able to do a lot of things. And here we are seeing someone is very good at doing something, really very excellent in doing at something. So in all those things we need to actually see only Krishna. That is the main thing. So because Krishna gave the ability. That is the main thing. So without Krishna giving us that skills, we won't be able to do anything. We won't be able to move around. We won't be able to talk. We won't be able to walk or sit, or we cannot do anything. Because all such things are possible because Krishna is giving us the energy. In fact, even the food what we are eating, so it is getting digested because Krishna is digesting. Pachami annam chaturvidam. So Krishna is saying that I am digesting the 4 kinds of foods. So in the 15th chapter, Krishna is saying that Aham Vaisvanaro Bhutva Praninam Degamashitaga Pranapano Samayuktaga Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. So that's what Krishna is saying in the 15th chapter, 14th sloka. So Aham Vaisvanaro Bhutva. So Krishna is the digestion. So the digesting fire, that's what the Vaisvanaro Bhutva. So Krishna is basically that HCl, hydrochloric acid. So Aham Vaisvanaro Bhutva Praninam Degam Ashritam. So Krishna is there in everyone's body. Praninam Degam Ashritam. Pranina means all the living entities. Praninam Degam Ashritam. Prana Panav Samayuktaga. So I maintain the balance for our breathing. So basically prana and apana. Prana is the ingoing air and apana is the outgoing air. Prana is the outgoing air and apana is the ingoing air, downgoing air. So prana, apana, samayuktaga pachami annam chaturvidam. So pachami means Krishna is digesting. Krishna is digesting 4 types of foods. Pachami annam chaturvidam, 4 kinds of foodstuff. So what are those 4 kinds of foodstuff? Some are drunk, some are chewed, some are licked up, and some are sucked. So the foods that are drunk, chewed, and licked up, and then sucked. So these are the 4 types of food. But Krishna is only digesting all those things, starting from our saliva. When we are chewing the food, so we have got the enzyme in our saliva that itself starts breaking down the carbohydrates. So that way, everything is, all the mechanisms which are happening in our body are so wonderful, so scientific, and everything is happening by Krishna's mercy, Krishna's arrangement. But unfortunately, we take it for granted, and we think that we are everything, we can do a lot of things, and due to that maya, due to that ahankara, we are doing all kinds of offenses in this material world without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We are getting ourselves more and more entangled in this material world without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That is a very unfortunate situation. So only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita we can understand that this material world is not at all a good place, and we are not that great at all. Every time when something we do it great, and we think that we are doing it. I am doing it. I did it. No, we cannot do anything. We cannot even move our little finger if Krishna is not granting permission. So everything is happening by Krishna's causeless mercy. That is the main thing we need to understand. From Bhagavad Gita only we can understand that fact. So Krishna is actually also, Krishna is getting into all the planets, and they are all staying in orbit because Krishna is giving the energy for example, the earth which is revolving around the sun. So Krishna is giving the energy. Gamavisya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. Pushnami chausadigi sarvaga somo bhutva rasatmaka. So I enter into each planet. That's what Gamavisya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. So Krishna is saying that, and by my energy they stay in orbit. So all the planets, they are staying in orbit by Krishna's energy. That's why Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate se Characharam. So this Prakriti, this material world, this material nature is working under my directions. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate se Characharam. So like that here Krishna is saying that Gamavisya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa. Pushnami chausadigi sarvaha. So I actually pushnami chausadigi, all the vegetables, the chausadigi, ausadi means the vegetables. All the vegetables, they are getting the rasam. So basically they are getting the juice because of the light coming from the moon. Somo bhutva rasatmaka. That rasa is the vegetables get the rasa, get the juice because of the moonlight. So that's why somo bhutva rasatmaka. So that's what Krishna is saying. So we know that this is very scientific. This is very scientific that the vegetables and the fruits, everything, they get their juice from the moonlight. So Krishna is saying that I am that moonlight. Somo bhutva rasatmaka. So like that, here everything is happening in this world. Everything is happening by Krishna's mercy and under Krishna's directions. And we are able to live, we are able to move around, we are able to talk, we are able to do a lot of things, lot of activities. Everything is happening because Krishna is making us to do. Krishna is giving us that energy. Like for the body, we get the energy in the form of what is called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So that's what the food what we eat. So the carbohydrates, everything. So that goes through the process. Finally, they converted into the storage, the energy stored in the form of ATP, which can be readily used. So with that energy only, we are able to move our hands, move our legs, all such things are possible. But Krishna is supplying that energy. When the food what we eat, it has to be converted into that energy. We need to get that strength. So then only we can act. Then only we can do anything. So that capability, that ability, so Krishna is giving us. That is the main thing. So basically, this material body itself is a machine. So we are this machine. In order to operate any machine, it needs energy. Like if suddenly there is a power cut, everything comes to a stop at our home, everywhere. So here our body needs to have energy to act. So without energy, we cannot do anything. So that's why if we feel sick and we go to, we lie down on the bed and we get fever or something, we are not able to do anything. We are not able to, we feel ourselves energyless. So that way we need to understand very well, even this body is a machine and this is a yantra, and Krishna only has to give us the energy for us to operate this body. And of course, Krishna is giving us energy to operate this body. We are getting the energy and Krishna is giving us the energy. So that way the studying Bhagavad Gita is very, very important for us, because we understand very clearly from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and He is the source of all energy. So Krishna is giving us the energy and Krishna is giving us the knowledge, Krishna is giving us the strength, Krishna is giving us the memory, and Krishna is giving us everything, and everything comes from Krishna. When that is the fact, we simply think that I am everything. I am the doer. I am great. I can do everything. Everything depends upon me. So that is a purely demoniac nature. So that way we will be the big loser. We should understand and accept the fact and recognize the fact that Krishna is everything. Krishna is everything and everything is coming from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate. Everything is coming from Krishna and Krishna is everything. So that way if we do all our activities in Krishna consciousness, then our life will be full of bliss actually. We will be really able to enjoy in our life. The real enjoyment, the real happiness comes only when we realize this fact and connect ourselves with Krishna, knowing that Krishna is everything. He is supplying everything. So before our life ends, before we die, so we need to use this human body very effectively. So that means each and every day, in each and every moment, each and every activity, whatever we do, it should actually free ourselves from this material bondage. Nothing should bind us to this material world. So that is possible only if we have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Otherwise, it is impossible. If you don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then there is no way we are going to save ourselves from this material world. So we are getting Krishna's mercy, we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we are understanding Bhagavad Gita, but we need to understand fully, completely as soon as possible, and we should start applying this knowledge in our life. That is the main thing. Because the time lost, then we cannot get it back. So now we are able to, Krishna's mercy successfully in the 9th chapter we are studying. And we are understanding a lot of, in all the chapters we understand so many things actually. So in the first chapter, we understood about Arjuna's situation in the battlefield. Why Arjuna asked this Bhagavad Gita knowledge from Krishna. And in the second chapter, we understood that Krishna taught first the Sankhya Yoga, that is the theoretical study, analytical study about the soul. And then we also very well understood Krishna said about two kinds of bondage we have in this material world. One bondage is known as bondage to work. Another bondage is known as bondage to birth. Both are bondage. There is karma bandha and janma bandha. So because we have bondage to birth in this world, so we are bound to take birth. We are forced to accept a material body. We are forced to take birth. So that is called janma bandha. And then we have karma bandha. So there is bondage to work. So after accepting this material body, when we are forced to accept this material body, then we are forced to work in this material world. So that is known as karma bandha. So Krishna is teaching us the technique, teaching us how to act in such a way we can liberate from both of these bondages. One thing is that we should not be forced to accept a material body. And the next thing is that we should not be forced to work in this material world. So we should be freed. So both from Janma Bandha and Karma Bandha, we should be freed. How is that going to happen? Only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Because Krishna is telling Arjuna that Shrunu me, you hear from me. Buddhyayukta yaya partha karma bandham prakasyasi esate abhigida sanke buddhyoget vimam shrunu. Imam shrunu means you hear from me. Shrunu me paramam vachaka. You hear from me about the paramam vachaka, the topmost words, the supreme words. So only by hearing from Krishna. Many places in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you hear from me. Hear from me. So we need to hear from Krishna. We need to listen to Krishna. By hearing from Krishna, by listening to Krishna, by understanding this knowledge, then only we will be able to break this bondage with this material world. Break this bondage to karma and bondage to janma. So janma and karma. Janma bandha, karma bandha. Janma bandha is bondage to birth. Karma bandha is bondage to work. So janma, karma. Janma bandha, karma bandha. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvataka. Tektva degam punarjanmanayeti mameti sorjuna. So if we understand the transcendental nature of Krishna's birth and Krishna's activities, we will be able to liberate from the forceful birth and forceful work in this material world. Just by understanding how Krishna came to this world and what Krishna did, all these wonderful activities, transcendental activities, divine activities, divyam, janma karma cha me divyam, then we will be able to free ourselves from the bondage to this birth and work in this material world. This karma and janma bandha and karma bandha. So that way, just by listening, just by hearing from Krishna, understanding this Bhagavad Gita and taking shelter into this knowledge, so we understand how to act, how to do our duty, karma yoga. So how to perform our activity without having attachment to the results. Because only when we understand all this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, then we know very well that everything in this material world, whatever we gain in this material world, we are going to lose ultimately. But if we gain Krishna consciousness, if we develop bhakti towards Krishna, then we are not going to lose that. We are going to go to Krishna's world. We will be liberated and freed from this material bondage. This is an opportunity for us. Because time is flying. Just it's a matter of few decades, most of us will die. So somebody who is in the age of 40s or 50s, maybe another 3-4 decades, that's it. So somebody who is even young, so it's all when we count in decades, so it is less than 10. When we count in decades, our age, our lifetime, it is only less than 10. 1 decade, 2 decade, 3 decade. For example, a person in the age of 50 can think about it 5 decades. 1 decade, 2 decade, 3 decade, 4 decade, 5 decades. At the age of 50, around 50. So then 6 decades, 7, 8, 9, that's it. So time is just like that, it is going. So we have to effectively use this time. That's the main thing. We cannot lose this time. So we should use it, we should not lose it. So the best way, we can use it in the very best way only by getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Only by surrendering unto Krishna. So only by developing that love towards Krishna. So then only we will be able to effectively use this knowledge. So as soon as we get this opportunity, immediately start practicing, understand Bhagavad Gita. So this is very important because there are so many ways we may easily get diverted in this material world. This Maya is very powerful and very strong, and so many ways we may be forgetting Krishna. There's a problem there. So we should not let that happen. That is, so how we can ensure that we can be in Krishna consciousness all the time? Only by studying Bhagavad Gita. There is no other way. Simply studying Bhagavad Gita, only we will be able to hear from Krishna every day. And once we get this knowledge fully, once we understand in what chapter, what sloka, what Krishna is saying, so to that extent we should know. Once we get this knowledge to that extent, so then we are not going to lose this knowledge. We are going to apply this knowledge in our life. Then we know everything from Bhagavad Gita. We will be able to use this knowledge completely. So that's why Krishna is saying that you just worship me, you become my devotee, you will come to me. Otherwise, if you worship other devotees, you will go to them. Other gods. Those who worship other gods, they are actually worshipping only me. So why don't you worship me directly? Yanti deva vrata devan pitrun yanti pitrun vrata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajino apima. So those who worship me will come to me. So our goal is to go to Krishna only. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We understand that knowledge, we get that knowledge very well from Bhagavad Gita. So in order to go to Krishna, we need to gain this knowledge, because only with the knowledge we will be able to completely surrender unto Krishna. Udaraga sarva evaiti jnani tvatmaiva me matam astitaga sahi yuktatma mamevan uttamam gatim. So I consider the jnani to be myself. Jnani tvatmaiva me matam astitaga sahi yuktatma. And he is very well situated, keeping me as the destination. Mamevan uttamam gatim. So Krishna is our destination. Krishna only. We need to go to Krishna only. Krishna is our destination. So Mamevan uttamam gati. So that way, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prabatyade. So the jnanavan, the knowledgeable person, a person who has got the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita will surrender unto me, knowing that I am everything. That is the main thing. Vasudevam sarvamiti. So Krishna is everything. That knowledge we need to get. We need to get that knowledge that Krishna is the ultimate, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna is everything. Once we get that knowledge, then we will be able to surrender unto Krishna. We will develop that love towards Krishna. So in the 9th chapter, Krishna is teaching us, like we finished 25 slokas. So in the next sloka, Krishna is continuing that in the sloka number 26 in the 9th chapter, Krishna is saying that Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadakam bhakti upagritam asnami prayatatmanaha. Patram pushpam palam toyam. Patram means a leaf. Pushpam, a flower. Palam, a fruit. Toyam, water. Patram pushpam palam toyam. A leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water. Yome bhaktya prayachati. So anyone who offers me with devotion, that is the main thing. Krishna is saying that if anyone offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water with devotion, Yome bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti upahritam. So in order to recognize that devotion, so tataham bhakti upakritam asnami, I take it, I accept it. Asnami prayatatmanaga. So one who offers me with full mind, with full consciousness, with full devotion, in pure consciousness, so with love and devotion, if anyone offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. I shall accept it. So Krishna is not asking us a lot of things. Krishna is not expecting a lot from us. Krishna is saying that whatever you accept, but what Krishna is expecting here is that bhakti. That's the main important thing. So Krishna will accept only with devotion you give it to him. So we cannot talk business with Krishna. We cannot, like people go to other gods and they say that you please give me this, then I will give you this, all such things. No way. It may work with other gods, but it won't work with Krishna. Krishna wants only love from us. Krishna is expecting only love from us. And of course, even when we go to other gods, when we ask, it works, but it's already ultimately it's given by Krishna only. It's coming from Krishna only. That's what we understand from Bhagavad Gita. Everything has to ultimately come from Krishna only. So what Krishna wants from us? Only bhakti, only devotion, nothing else. So when Krishna asks us, do this for me, do that for me, do everything for me, offer everything unto me, all such things, what Krishna is expecting from us? Only bhakti. Because everything is ultimately coming from Krishna only. So when we are offering even that leaf, a flower or fruit or water, it is coming from Krishna only. So why Krishna is asking us to offer everything? It is for our benefit, so that we will be freed from bondage to this birth and karma and work in this material world. So that's why Krishna is saying that Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upahritam Asnami Prayatatmanaha. So Krishna will accept it. To recognize our devotion, Krishna will accept it. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 26th sloka in the 9th chapter. We have only 8 more slokas to finish this 9th chapter. It has got 34 slokas. So, but we understand so many things in this chapter itself. A lot of things. Krishna is teaching us, Krishna is giving us so much of knowledge. So by Krishna's mercy, by repeatedly studying this Bhagavad Gita again and again, and doing service unto Krishna all the time, so we will be able to, because Krishna will give us more and more opportunities to serve him. That is the main thing. When we decided to serve Krishna, when we decided to please Krishna, then Krishna is very much waiting for that. As soon as we decide to do everything for Krishna, then immediately Krishna will engage us in all kinds of services. So that will happen. We will be able to see that in our life. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished this sloka number 26 today in the 9th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now. We'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.